Philippe, over to you.
Yes.
Please
Thank
tell me, what is your definition of self-awareness? What is your definition of spacious minds? And what do you see is the difference between the two?
Okay. First, thank you, Scott, for organizing those events again. So I'm very grateful for that. I know it's a lot of work, so I want to show some appreciation around that. So thank you. I was trying to reflect on that, how to best describe self-awareness and the difference between self-awareness and a spacious mind. First, I've learned through some studies that there are a lot of people out there that claim they have self-awareness. And when the scientists did some research, they saw a very big disconnect between the claim, like I have self-awareness, and the reality. And in a nutshell, most people are somehow delusional around their self-awareness. So it's kind of interesting to know. It's like, okay, I think I know myself, but actually it's not that clear. Actually, that's what's happening. This being said, there are people that have a very healthy sense of what's happening in their mind, and we need to really acknowledge that. So self-awareness, I was trying to find an image to describe that in the best possible way. So let's say your mind, we compare your mind with the ocean, and your thoughts and your emotions are the waves. Self-awareness for me would be you are in the waves and you notice all the waves, and like you're bathing in that realm of the waves. So you know that there is a wave coming to you that is anger. There's a second wave after this is, I don't know, sadness, and the fourth wave it will be fear, and so you're aware, but at the same time you're really within that sphere of being in the waves all the time, which means that it's very possible, if not likely, that you miss some other thoughts and some emotions, because let's say you have a big wave coming at you, it's much more difficult to be mindful of all the other small waves that are around. And you can have an appreciation for that for yourself. Like if you have a very strong emotion coming to you, then suddenly you shut down all the other aspects like in your mind. Let's say you take a walk somewhere, it's a beautiful day, you receive a phone call, and someone really puts you down or something like it, and then anger comes. And you're so angry that you don't notice that there are kids playing, and you don't notice that it's a beautiful day, you don't notice the sun, the flowers and everything, you're just in that anger. So if I compare that to the wave, you're being carried away by the big wave, but you don't see necessarily all the other waves that are around you. So that's one way for me to describe self-awareness. So you have an idea of what's going on in your mind. At the same time, your own mind can be carried away and limit in some aspect the self-awareness. Mm-hmm. Spaciousness is different. So spaciousness, it's you are the waves, but at the same time you are the ocean. And so it's just a matter of expanding your mind. So if you're expanding your mind, it's a bit difficult to describe until you really realize that for yourself. And usually that happens in a meditation. But the space is just your mind suddenly gets bigger and bigger, which means if I compare that to the waves and the ocean, suddenly you become more the ocean. And part of the ocean is the waves. The waves are part of the ocean. They are binding together. There's no wave without the ocean. There's no ocean without waves. That's just the way it is. But at the same time, because you are the ocean, you have this spaciousness and this distance, which means that you can remain in the ocean-like aspect of your mind and just see all the waves for what they are. So suddenly in that spaciousness, you see anger, you see the flower, you see the sun, you enjoy the smell of the roses and all that. And it's all happening in one single time or space, but you can remain in the space and you're no longer washed by the wave. So that will be one way to describe the distinction between self-awareness and spaciousness of the mind.